Hey guys, how's everybody doing out there? Uh-oh, I got echo. Hold up. There we
Need to move
go.
my quiet keyboard.
I,
Stealth mode.
I hope everybody's doing good. It's Friday again. We made it to another week. I'm at the point where I got to take those kind of accomplishments and really celebrate them.
Did you see that there was officially someone from Boulder had the COVID-19? That email went out yesterday.
Yeah, it's
I don't mean to
real.
jump into heavy subjects, but it's a good thing we aren't
It's
working in the
everywhere.
office.
Yeah, can't pretend it's not happening anymore. Not that I've been doing that, but I'm just saying
What's happening? Sorry.
this whole COVID thing's for real. Yeah, that's the one. Yep, Bradley Design's still with us. Dwayne, how's it going, Dwayne? Good to see you. Ivor, Christopher's. Are both of our Christophers here? Oh, let's see one. Ed, Ahmed, David, Marvin.
I saw a Morin. I've only seen the Morin. Yep.
Yep. Kai, welcome back. Oh, good to see everybody. Glad you guys are here. All right,
Yes.
let's.
I need a pick me up. This is my little pick me up before the weekend kicks off and gets up to those high 80s. Oh,
Is that it? 80s? That's not too bad. We've had worse lately.
I can never complain about the weather here.
I know it. Well, hello guys. Welcome to SketchUp Live. Still don't have a better name than that, but SketchUp Friday afternoon.
Oh,
SFA.
I forgot to try and think of one.
SFA? That's okay. It's all right. Welcome to paradise. Thanks, Stefano. Yeah, we made it here, and I'm glad you guys are all joining us. I too. This is good. I need to do this. I need to hang out, be happy, have fun. This is a good thing. This is my therapy. You guys are my afternoon therapy session. But yeah, hope everybody's doing good. Coming in. We actually had some. I had some technical issues. There it is. I was having a problem with my keylogger where it wasn't showing up on the screen. It was showing up on my secondary monitor. In an effort to fix it, I seem to have killed my secondary monitor. So
I didn't realize that was what killed it.
yeah. So I wanted you guys to see my keystrokes. Should have just said, pay
I could
attention where my
just
fingers are.
Yeah, I could just be guessing over here and typing it in chat. Grand S.
All right. So yes, we're going to do something architectural. Raiz was just commenting. Hopefully your architectural brain has been enjoying the other things because there's still good modeling in there, even if it's not a building. But yeah, we're going to do an architectural thing today.
An actual building that people could walk into.
That's right.
Dave said he's trying to wipe your cursor off of his screen.
Oh, I know it. When I look up at the what I'm streaming from what I'm actually doing on my screen, there's sometimes two cursors there, and I have to shake the mouse to figure out what's going on. Sorry about that, Dave. Here, let me get that over there. Just tuck it in. We do have a topic on the forum, which actually has had quite a few. I think 17 people have already commented on there. So there's a couple of images. This is going to be loosely based on some images that Jody found on Google. So where was this again? Where's this thing being?
So I just did a search. I was just searching for a cottage, and that was just one of the top ones. But it's for sale. This cottage belonged to some, the Duke of Earl or something like that. I don't know. There's a song about him. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, this quickly became a question on how to model thatch, or actually build. Actually, the forum really took off on how thatch is actually constructed. I have a feeling I'm going to let everybody down with how I actually build this thing.
If it makes you feel any better, Aaron, you couldn't let me down. My expectations are already.
That's true.
Down
Jody
there.
knows me too well to expect too much.
What's funny is that last picture from Andrew. Even though I knew they were talking about thatch, like when I opened this up, I forgot what I was looking at, and I'm like, is that a knife? What's going on here?
It's a very poorly constructed toothbrush. It's a gum ripping
Yeah.
toothbrush. Yeah, so we're gonna hop in. Like I said, I want to go. I do want to use the plans that we have. So I do have two. I have the same imagery that got shared on the forum, which is a straight profile or straight on view of the outside of the house, and then kind of a 3/4 view, so you can kind of see how the roof goes together, and then some very very minimal floor plans. So I want to use those as much as I can, but I'm not too stressed out about getting this perfectly because we don't have architectural drawings to work from. So it'll be a little bit of imagination and design will come into play, which is that's how I
Maybe
like
we
it.
should have to talk with English accents the whole time.
Go for it. The Duke of Longmont's gonna
I
English it up.
have a feeling I'll offend more people than amuse.
Odds are good. Odds are good.
Okay, so here's a funny story though. As when my wife and I are both A, nerds, and B, maybe a little bit introverted when it comes to meeting new people, especially when it's dating. And our first date, we spent the entire time, we only spoke with English accents because
Wow.
it was easier. Yeah, we played pool and I think we even came up with some proper English names. What would you figure a good, like, definitive English name would be for a man and a woman?
Basil
Like,
and
oh, that's a good one.
I just thought Faulty
I went with
Towers.
Nigel.
Nigel. Nigel's good. Yeah.
Nigel and Hazel, I think, was the name she had
So apparently,
affected. That's
if you're in the UK and your name does not end in EL, then Jody won't recognize you as such.
well, you're not really English, is the real
Okay.
deal. Hey,
Sure.
Mr. Johns, Eric's on here.
Hey, John. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
I just
What's
read
your
what they
name now?
put in front of me. Anyhow, let's get this thing rolling. Let's do this thing. All right. So, like I said, I have a handful of images. So here's that straight on, which I thought was really cool because I can't see a lot of the detail. I don't really understand what this is. If this is brickwork with like some wood accents over top is kind of what I thought, but some very cool windows in here. And like I said, we got a 3/4 view here or well, I don't know if it's truly 3/4. It's isometric. So you can kind of see how this
Different
comes
angle.
together. Yeah, not straight on. And then, yeah, then we have this floor plan, all of which were shared from the listing page. So what we actually have on the, sorry, I forgot to put my mini-me on the screen. So
Just FYI, it looks like this place is still available. So if anybody is looking for a really big little cottage,
a big little cottage.
4-bedroom cottage, and I think way smaller than 4-bedroom.
Well, isn't it like €500,000 or something like that?
Yeah, but I don't know what that's like trying to tell me how much I weigh in stones.
It seemed like a lot. I don't know. That's anytime you say 500,000 or something, it seems like a lot. So anyhow, I think so. Here's what I was thinking as far as my approach. My thought was to use the room dimensions as kind of a way to scale this drawing. So we come up with a ballpark. It's not going to be super accurate. Again, I will just disclaim that again. We're not going to be super accurate here, but it's going to be enough to kind of figure approximately how big these walls are. From there, we can actually build it up and then start putting details on and drop the thatch roof on top of it. So that was kind of my thinking. We'll see how it works out.
Kai said it's pounds, not euros,
Oh.
which yeah makes sense, right? Because Brexit.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up on international news because there's far too much to entertain me here in the U.S.
Yeah, back in January they wanted 575,000 pounds for this. It's pretty good. I don't know what the straight conversion is.
All right, I'm gonna go import this file, import, and grab the floor plan. And I'm going to drag it to big. And once again, like I'm not really worried about detail here. Really, all I want to be able to see is, I find it interesting that it is not an American building, yet they have the dimensions put in foot and inches.
Well, but so
See,
they didn't take up metric until early 20th century, and this house was
but it's
built in
being listed now.
1850.
This drawing wasn't drawn in the 18th century.
Oh yeah, look at that, man. Look at how thick those walls were. I'm sure they're using some sort of 19th century CAD package.
Those are probably a hand and a half
AutoCAD
walls.
2.
It was on
Yeah,
it
that's
was
what that
on
should say,
DOS.
right?
All right. So generally speaking, the way I go about this is I find a fairly big dimension. So right here, it looks like,
Oh, James is pointing out that it is in both. That's what the parenthetical is there, dude.
oh, those are meters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right then.
Thanks, James.
I'm cracking up a little bit because I get the feeling that this is supposed to be a continuous line across here, as is this line right here, as is this line right here, and this line right here. Yet, these rooms are different widths. They're 2 inches off either way. So whether this is width height or height width, there's 2 inches
Wow.
difference here
So
and here. And then same thing here, the
that's
kitchen.
the beauty of a floor plan being made up after the thing was built. Somebody's walking around with a tape measure, and I'm sure there was not such precision that they're like, oh yeah, 2 inches.
Good.
Got it.
A lack of precision is something I can work with. So I'm going to say that I'm going to use this dimension right here off the inside of the kitchen, which is where the front door is. Excuse me for one moment. Got a little bit of my throat coat tea down the wrong tube.
Oh.
It happens. All right, so I'm going to say that this is the dimension I'm going to pull off of. So I'm going to grab my tape measure, and I'm just going to go from one end to the other, click here, and then type in 12 foot. And do you want to scale the entire model? Yes. Ooh, I was pretty close. See how it just shrunk down a little bit? So this right now
That's impressive.
is 12, I'll say. All right, so I'm going to come off this
But
12.
you don't type LBS sterling whenever you're trying to say pounds sterling, do you?
I try not to say that word. That's my solution.
Okay, so this would be 735,000 American dollars.
That's, I don't want to disillusion anybody, but that's more than my house costs.
Yeah. Well, but you're in Boulder County, so it'll be worth that much in the next
That's
5
true.
years.
It's
America doesn't burn down.
one of the few places I've ever heard of or lived where, like, you can earn more interest on your home than you pay each month for mortgage.
It outpaces it.
Welcome to Boulder. Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy, man. All right, so I'm going to make this one. I'm going to go with this room dimension. So I'm going to say, I'm going to come right here. And I'm going to make this 11 foot 2 by 10 foot 11. All right. And I want to use that. I just want to get a ballpark of what I think these walls are going to be. So it's about 9.5 inches. Is that, I mean, do you guys know, obviously you don't know how this was built. I'm assuming it's some sort of brick and mortar situation.
So I was looking in, like zooming in on that picture, the front view, the straight square view, and it looks like it's brick all the way up to the peak.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like it's boards that are going up following the roof line.
So is
there's
this
just timbers?
So
I
with
mean, it almost looks like it's just tacked onto the front of the bricks, even based on the layout. So the whole thing looks like it's basically red brick.
so it's red brick on the face of something though, right?
Oh yeah, probably.
I don't know. Like I'm honestly asking. I'm not 100% sure how that all works. But all right, so I'm gonna say it's. I'm gonna use 10 inches. Oh, it would have been 9 by 4.5 by 3. But this is obviously bigger than. So would you have in something like this? Would you have an interior course of brick with like an air brake and then another set of bricks?
Or would it be stucco or whatever English stucco is?
Right. Well, I'm saying like if this is a 4.5 inch brick, that makes up for half the space.
Solid
A
brick
skim
is
of
what Chris
plaster would
Corey
make the
says.
walls close to 9.5 inches. Oh, well,
There you go.
that's I got close to 9.5 inches. All right,
Nice.
9.5. That's what we're going with. See, I had one comment and decided that was law.
That's all it takes. What is this, Facebook?
Come on. All right, so I'm just going to put a line here that's 9.5. So I was approximate before, but I want to make this exact. So I'm going to grab this, now pull it over this way, and boom, right into that. Draw another line over here that's 9.5. Grab this, copy it, modifier key, pull it straight across to right there. All right, so we're getting there.
Interesting.
I'm going to take...
So while you're doing that,
Uh-huh.
I want to hear everybody's guesses at how thick that thatch roof is, because that looks like it's probably 18 inches at least.
I was going to go with hella thick.
I wonder what the R value is on that.
All right, so this 15 foot 11. Okay, yeah, so those could be our rooms. Then here off the back, we got something that is 6'7" by 9'8". Oh, here I go using the line tool instead of rectangle tool again. Here, I'll just put this one as a rectangle and just...
If it ain't broke.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's broke.
Okay. Well, I was just saying if it wasn't, but I mean if it is, then obviously it's different.
There's always room for improvement, I guess. All right, so I'm going to grab all of this, and I'm going to grab by the middle, and this too is at the middle, so I'm going to put it right there. All right, there's my main floor rooms. I'm assuming that those are all full height, which I don't know what a full height would have been in something like this, if that's like 8 feet or something like that. The second floor, and they have lines in here indicating they are all steeped up inside of the angle of the roof. So I'll do those a little bit different. But right here, I have my initial floors, or my initial rooms. So what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll grab these, offset this, offset this 9.5 inches, and I'll just do that to each one. Grab this one, pull this over 9.5 inches, grab this, and I don't have to actually pull all 4 sides up. I could actually just come in here and grab these 3 sides in this case, and then offset that the same 9.5 inches. I'll do this one, offset to here. Whoops, oh, too far. 9.5 inches, and I could do this as, can I do 2 sets of disconnected lines with offset? Nope. Oh well.
You probably came with an extension.
Probably so.
Just go and install that extension.
Man, I got enough stuff going on right now. I'm not going to throw extensions on top of this fire. I'm just hoping the computer makes it through the rest of the stream. my simple desires.
we started having to reboot things and restart things 15 minutes before turning the camera on. And we were down to the wire.
All right, so I'm going to take that now, and I'm going to pull that up 8 feet. All right, there we go. So those are going to be my main floor walls. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to make that into a group. I'm going to create a couple of tags here. I'm going to make one called first floor walls. And then I'm going to make one called second floor walls.
So here's another follow-up question, since you're typing all that stuff. Are all the interior walls there? Were they framed at that point? What was interior wall set up like between the kitchen and the bedroom?
They're all drawn as the same size, so I'm assuming it's all the same, or at least it is in the model that I have created thus far.
I'm also confused by where the front door is.
It's in the kitchen.
That's what I was wondering. It looked like it goes, yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? You haul they probably never go to the grocery store, did they? I don't understand how somebody lived in 1850. I'll be honest. It's like another planet.
All right, so let's set that over here. And then I'm assuming, we'll get into this a little bit more too, but this piece right here is, I assume, where the fireplace is. Because if you look at the angle, the isometric view, you do see, or not isometric because it's not, but you know what I mean, the rotated, not straight on view, you do see a chimney coming up. And I'm assuming that's what this block is right here.
Non-standard view.
That's right. I'm going to get rid.
Wondering if there's something wonky going on, because periodically it just gets really quiet. Chat doesn't move. And I know everybody's got stuff to say.
I know you're saying things. I can hear you talking about me. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing real quick right here. We'll start right here with 11.5, 11 foot 5. And then 8 foot 8. And I'm assuming, since it's not labeled, that this is the same. Then up here we got 8 foot 1 by 12 foot 9. All right, now I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this is. So I'm going to take all this and make it a group. And when I look, let's go look at our pictures. I'm assuming this is the second floor bedroom, so that front wall does butt up right against the wall with the front door. So what I'll do is I'll come in here, and I will take this and offset this 9.5. And then I'm going to take that, and I'm just trying to figure out how this all...
Well, this would be, see previous statement about how they were not to scale.
Yeah.
Did you use the actual measurements? Or
I
you
did.
just
So
draw
this,
over the box?
for this room right here, that's what it is. And it does, I mean, and it kind of makes sense that 12 foot 9 is to this flat surface right here. And it looks like these two kind of go like this to maybe mirror that angle coming down from above, which is, it's cool. That's neat the way that looks. Joe Card wants to see you, Jody, but Jody has a condition in his contract that for what he gets paid, he gives us voice only. So, alas,
you can't afford me on screen.
No,
you don't want to see me on screen.
Because of our office shutdown, we're actually streaming from our houses. So I took all the video gear to my house, and Jody only took a microphone home to his house. So he does not. Were we in the office, we'd have the ability to stream his mic too. We could put his Hangout on there, but it would be all like slow and laggy, and we're not going to do that.
Even though we have some of the fastest internet in the United States, right here in Longmont.
It's true. It's true. All right, so I'm kind of feeling like I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start making stuff up because I can. I'm going to assume some things. I'm going to assume that these rooms align.
There are several people suggesting that 8 foot is probably too tall.
Okay. I was gonna say I didn't want to insult anybody by saying,
for the era. Carl's saying for the era, he doubts it would be that high.
What's the overwhelming preference? What are we thinking? Like 7 feet?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see.
Give me solutions, people, not problems. I got enough problems as it is.
99 problems, and the wall thickness ain't one.
That's right.
That's rap music. Yeah, I'm big into rap.
I know. And Fortnite, apparently.
What's on the shirt today, Aaron?
This would be Cobra Kai.
Did you see that, like, YouTube was like 2 seasons and they're done, and Netflix picked it up, is going to continue making it?
Seriously? Wow. I did
That
not
was
see that, and I am surprised by that. Wow.
I didn't finish the first season, so did you watch it?
I watched like 2 or 3 episodes, I think. That was
Yeah,
YouTube, right?
yeah. That was when they were YouTube Red trying to create original content. So the only person that's offered up a height is Ryan. He's saying 4'6", and
That seems a
I
little
feel like
short.
that's off. I mean, I was thinking this kind of reminds me of a Hobbit home, and that would definitely be on point for a Hobbit home, maybe.
That seems a little.
But Lord
I would,
Barrington,
I would believe if somebody said it was like 6.5 feet or 7, I would buy that. 4'6" seems a little bit short. Because if that were 4'6", that would put this door at about 3 feet. If that's
it's a
3 feet,
playhouse.
it's about a foot wide. So people used to be really little. To use a term my kids are using, back in the day.
All right.
Your kids use that?
So, and yeah, my kids do that.
You don't have it back
Andrew
in the
said
day.
7'6".
All right, 7
Yeah,
foot
I know.
6.
I love when they're talking about, oh yeah, when I was little. I'm like, you're still little. Or when I was a kid. Yeah. Okay.
Just let it go. Let it go.
You were a kid.
All right. So, all right. I'm playing with this. We're making stuff up. Whoops. Let's get in context. Something like the hat. And then based on where my roof comes crowding in, it could have something, like that maybe on that wall, on those walls. We'll play with that. We need to remember that that is go perpendicular to that and go our 9 point. Actually, those look like they were smaller, but I'm just gonna keep it 9. I'm keep everything 9.5. All right, there we go. I don't know. We'll see how this works. But the important part is we have something.
No matter where you go, there you are.
That's right. Whoops, wrong line to delete. Okay. That is
James?
really something.
I'm just saying, since it's arched too, then.
Oh, and the second floor could be 6'6". All right, so
Yeah.
so how about this? We leave the 7'6" on the bottom,
7'6".
and then on the second floor we'll go up 6'6", then put the arches in. That sound fair? All right. What I don't know about this, so I'm gonna make an assumption here. I'm gonna give us 1 foot for our floor, or whatever that is. That's probably not enough, but I guess again, if anybody has any solid ideas for how thick a floor would be, excuse me, let me know. All right. And I will go ahead and take these floors up to 6'6" for now, knowing that the roof will chop into them and I will have to go clean that up. One school of thought would be to leave it at the low height, so wherever is going to be lowest, so maybe just bring up to like 3 feet and then extend them up later. But knowing that I have one big piece right here, it's pretty easy to come in here and change the height later. No big deal.
James said he was talking about that for a door height.
Oh.
And John said he thinks probably 9-inch joists and then a floorboard 1-inch mat. So about 10, I guess somewhere 10 inches, pretty close.
Yeah, but then Joe came back and said 12. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
you have to arm wrestle.
Being as I already put in 12, I think I have my solution. You guys go ahead and see if you got a thing. All right. I'm going to go ahead and stick in a floor right here.
So Dave went and found it and dropped through the coordinates into chat. So I've pulled it up here in Google Maps.
Yeah.
I can see the front peak, but otherwise it's just these
Behind the trees.
8-foot tall hedges along the front. So I can't get inside. I can do nothing with that.
That's pretty cool.
What's funny though is like there's literally a house right next door, and it's just a house. Like I was kind of figuring you're gonna have this big, and there's there's a street out front. I figured it was on an estate or something.
That's I think that's something that as Americans we have more shock at that, because like where we live, Boulder, Colorado, I think the oldest building in Boulder is like 60 years old, something like that. Like the idea that there's castles that still exist or that kind of thing, that's always fun to be shocked by that.
Yeah, I've only been to Europe once, and I was blown away by just everything. Everything I saw was older than America. Not like older than Colorado, but older than. Yeah, it's insane.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I can't get a good angle of this house. Sorry. They still have a plastic waste bin out front. Roll it out front. Throw away your garbage.
All right, I am gonna get the location of the chimney in there because I want to be able to say, take a look at this. So it kind of just shows, I guess that's right here. All right, so I will just go like this.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking looks of this little town. I might actually put in an offer. Since we're working from home anyway, might as well work from Middle England.
We'll offer them to make a computer accurate model once you move in, see if that brings the price down.
Perfect.
Not that they would probably care at that point because they won't own it anymore, but you know.
Oh, wow. Way to ruin it for me.
Sorry. Hey, never hurts to ask. Okay, so I wanted to get that because that's going to be where we stick our chimney up out of the top. Andrew thinks we should model Stonehenge next. Only if we can get rights to stream the song from, I'm blanking. Help me. Jody.
I don't know.
Wait for it. Or, I mean, I remember it. What's the band I'm blanking on right now? Oh, come on.
Led Zeppelin?
No, Stonehenge from Smell the Glove. Spinal Tap. Thank you, Kai. Oh, man. All right, I got to shut it down because obviously I'm not functioning properly. And
Not firing on all cylinders.
I can't remember. Oh, man. Spinal Tap, yeah. Get the Stonehenge song. That'd be something sweet. Okay, so we have the general shape here, which probably means I should say, and shame on everybody for not reminding me of that sooner.
Oh, you had 3 reminders.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
What?
So shame on everybody but those 3.
Christopher Ryan. Spinal Tap, Game of Thrones. Spinal Tap. Wait, what? All right. All right, so I'm going to throw this image onto a reference layer and turn it off. Got it if I need it. And this is what we will work with from here on in. Like I said, we're doing our best with what we got. So I'm going to bring in a reference image again. At this point, I'm going to go over to my styles and go to my watermark. So under editing watermark, or under editing styles, the 4th button here is my watermark. So I'm going to hit plus. I'm going to grab the straight on view right now. Click open. and put that as a background image. So fully
Hey, have
on
you saved lately?
see completely. Yes, we just talked about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading Facebook or
Oh,
something. I don't know.
important stuff.
I was watching Spinal Tap.
Excused.
So you realize who all's in that, right? Like, have you watched it lately?
Yeah,
So
Christopher
Lenny,
Guest.
you know?
Oh, you mean the real musicians who are in it?
No.
Oh.
Lenny from Laverne and Shirley
Yeah.
was. He's in all the Christopher Guest stuff.
He was the main character's brother in Better Call Saul too,
He's done a lot.
which
He's
I just
very versatile actor.
finished not too long ago. Okay. All right, so I'm just looking at this stuff.
Oh, Kai. Kai's being funny. He's being a wise guy here.
Ugh.
He said,
Why don't you
"Tell,
answer
what
that
is
question,
underneath
Kai?
Aaron's left hand?" Yeah. Sounds like you already know the answer, buddy.
Hey, Sebastian, welcome back. All right, so I'm looking at this thing, and are there pictures of the first floor? Because it actually looks like this roof may actually come down into the first floor too. See that? See how that goes up like this? I don't know how you would build that,
Mm-hmm.
because, or does that just hang over on the front and make it look like that? Okay. So what I was actually
The
looking at
thickness
here.
of the thickness of the thatch just completely messes with my sense of scale in this whole building.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on anymore. All right, so I'm just going to draw some. I'm outside of context, so this is a group. So I know I'm drawing onto the face of it because I don't want to commit to any of this geometry. But I'm going to come up here, like 6'6", I think was what was recommended
We
for this
can
door.
get interior pictures. They exist. Of those.
They do.
I mean, since it was for sale, there's a bunch of interior pictures stuff. If you want, we could get those up on the forum.
That is true.
But if you don't want, we could still do that.
Well,
despite your best efforts.
I'm going to take that a little bit wider, make like. All right, so that if that door was there, that's about, I would buy that. Let's see. Came up about, let's say 2.5 feet up. 2.6. 2.6 feet. Oh, so done with me. All right, let's say these windows are, I don't know. We'll start with 2 foot by 3 foot. See how that looks. They're a little bit closer. Yeah, scoot them over. Okay. So this could all fit.
I'm looking at that. Looking at the top window right above the door, and how much distance there is between the bottom of that window and the top of the bottom windows. I think that window goes all the way down to the floor.
I do. I think that window's on the floor, which again, that's what I was wondering. Is there a picture? That's a closet though, isn't it? Something like that.
I don't know. I'll go dig up pictures.
Oops. So I'm going to take that. Again, just roughing in geometry to see. So that could all sit on there. And this is what I'm just struggling with, this thatch, because I know there's a lot of material kind of piled on there. So I know that that's kind of coming over. I'm assuming this goes up to square, and then that's just all just spilling over. So if we come up here.
Yeah, there's a picture, and you've got maybe 3 inches between the actual top of the floor and the bottom of the window pane.
Okay.
Basically, there's 2x4 laying on the ground.
Yeah.
Or something.
You mean a 86 by 32? That's my.
Possibly.
That was a metric joke, guys. Sorry.
Nice. It was every bit as funny as you think it was.
Thanks. I
Wait,
loved
did
it.
you think it was funny?
That
No,
was great.
it wasn't that funny.
It was the best joke I've heard in the last 2 minutes, at least. All right, so that's not quite the right size. So I'm going to go ahead and use scale. I'm going to hit Option to scale about the middle. Bring that back. That. All right, that I buy. And then there's another little window up above it, a little skylight thing that we'll add once we get the geometry of the roof on there. So
Hoverhole's wondering why you don't use, why don't you scale the elevation to find out that information?
well, I could. It would give me ballpark information again. We could do it. Why not?
You don't have any units to find, so.
Right. All my units are made up so far. Why stop now? But we can check. So assuming that this is 13'7", we could try bringing in this image as an image and see what the dimensions are, pull off of it. Because why not? What else we got to do, right?
Where else are you going to go? I mean, it's Friday afternoon. Are you going to do work?
Well, technically. As long as you guys are here, it's not work.
Nice. Wait, you were looking up at a different camera, so I feel like I was not included in that.
Well, if you have any windows open of this, then you're part of that team, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so right off I can tell there's a little bit of an issue because this is not quite straight. I'm off by half a brick height here. But again, just to get some general dimensions, I'm gonna go ahead and group that line and the image together so I can go into context, and I already forgot my number, 13'7", and tell it that this is 13'7". Yes. Okay. So with that, so much here that guessing the floor is at the bottom of that door. Okay, so yeah, it looks like if I made this 7'6", which would put this right about here. It's like we were out a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. And then we put 12-inch floor in, which put us about here. Not too bad, guys. All right, so
nice. You might have a fallback career.
Guessing stuff. I could be one of those guys who guesses people's height and weight at fairs, like
Exactly.
Steve Martin in The Jerk.
Yeah.
Dare to dream.
Except you could model them in SketchUp and see how close to do 2D components.
Have a seat right here and let me model you.
That would be awesome too. Have like a caricature artist that just does SketchUp caricatures.
Okay. So they're based on that. That's a little closer. I like it. Okay. Now, again, I still have issue with...
Mark made a good comment, which I was kind of thinking as I looked at the picture of the interior picture of the kitchen. Is there's not a... No, I can't tell where that's at. I can't tell where the floor is at. Mark was saying there's no ceiling in the entryway. It's open from floor to ceiling, but I'm not...
Oh, I mean like it doesn't cut in like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I did not do it. I took my flat ceiling all the way through the first floor. Not back here. So I don't know what these back rooms might have. We don't have a picture of what happens in back, so this is going to be Wild West out here and do whatever I want. Okay, so now with this kind of mocked-in geometry, what I'm wondering is if I go like that, that's not enough room for thatch. So if I come in a foot and run that like that.
Wait, so was Margaret Thatcher, was she from a family of Thatchers? That's what they did? Huh.
That could be it. Those who thatch. I say that like it means something, you know.
Mm.
That's
I
how
mean, it's got to mean something to somebody.
that's how the Thatcher thatches.
Thatcher's gonna thatch.
That you can't stop a Thatcher from thatching. You know, I've never. All right, so that's approximately what I got for that profile, which I think that'll work. My big question is how that's going to intersect in here. So if I was to bring that back like that, that's what I'd end up with there. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna commit to that. That's my thing. All right. So I'm gonna grab these two edges right here. I'm gonna copy them and go into context here. Hide everything else. Edit, paste in place. Boom, there we go. All right, get rid of this, get rid of this. And take this up to here. And then I can take this wall and push it all the way through to here, like that. And then these ones will go through like this and like this. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Clean this up. And then I could push that back to that wall right there.
Okay, so I think the point that Seb were making was maybe that front window is not go into the bedroom. Maybe that there's a different window like that in the back as well, and that the first floor, Andrew's comment was the ground floor reception room is 2-story in height with a gallery from the upper floor. Although which one's the reception? No, it's not the kitchen. It's I don't know which one's which one's the kitchen, which one's the reception. I feel like the reception will be the room you walk into. In which case, maybe we have the second floor backwards.
Why would they put it on the plans like that?
Very English.
No, because then there's no windows at all. I did this based on the fact that facing outward, we had this and this. Otherwise, this would be the back of a toilet, and this would be a wall. As this is flipped around this way, then this is the light just over the sink. This is the light into the bedroom, and then this is this little light up here. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying this was where my thoughts came from. Let's check this out. Let's look at. So that's the way the stairs line up too. See the stairs right here?
Yeah.
You go
the stairs
down.
Feels like a good way to calculate this whole thing.
So if we flipped it around, the stairs would have to be over here. You know, I'm not always right, but when I am, I'm obnoxious about it. No, I don't really have the energy to be obnoxious about it anyhow. All right, so if that's the case, I'm still using the term if, I feel pretty good about this geometry right here.
I say that at this point, what we're doing is using the original model or the original picture as inspiration for.
That's right.
You're making a derivative work of the house that Lord Barrington wanted back then. Had he known SketchUp was around and had a chance to do this, he probably would have liked your design more.
Yeah. Wait, Lord Barrington? Seriously? That's what his name is?
Yeah.
Huh. That is,
I mean,
that is the name of the town that I basically grew up in.
Lord Barrington? That is a weird town name.
No Lord, but in fact, it's what we named our dog. Our dog's name is Barrington, after the town.
Oh, nice.
Where from I came.
Nice.
Whence
After the
from?
house from whence you came.
That's right. Andrew called it. This is the interpretation.
Yes,
Much
yes.
like the
Derivative
dance
work.
that Jody is doing right now, which you guys can't see, sorry.
That's right. You may. I'm not Irish, so my Irish jig has a Latin flair. I don't even know what that would look like, but neither do you.
Because you don't get to
Think
see it.
about it.
All right, so I'm going to take this through. Just going to cut my windows in as holes right now. I'm going to do another one because we have this little guy right up here. So I'm just going to come up here some amount. I'm trying to use nice round numbers, so I'm going to come up 1'10". And then,
I think 0 is probably the roundest number there is. 8 also pretty round.
it's hard to argue with that kind of logic.
I'm not just another pretty face. I'm sorry. I'm not a pretty face.
But I was going to say, but you got that going for you too. I was trying to.
Yeah.
Gotta be sportive. I gotta be sportive every once in a while. That way I can give you a hard time when you make a terrible dad joke. Balance.
Balance. You know what I learned was that Colin makes way worse dad jokes than I.
But he doesn't have the dad title, so it's different for him.
I know. Right. That's probably why they're bad, right? He doesn't have authenticity.
He's no practice in his game. He's not even trying. All right. I'm going to go pop these openings in on the first floor. This front door looks like it's rounded over. So I'm going to put an arc somewhere down here. Pull up like that. And then I'm just going to run that up till I like where it's at. All right, and I'm going to grab, whoops. I don't think I ever closed that. There's no surface there. A Command X, all those. Go into context and edit, paste in place, to which I will, at which point, that's what I was trying to say. Not to which, I don't know what to which would have meant. All right, excellent time to go file and save. All right, that's okay. I'm okay with this. You know what? I am going to, before I lose it, grab this, make it a group, and start positioning this over here. All right, so I did on here, I think I did 2'6". Oh, no, apparently I did something else.
Good on you for that.
I do what I want, apparently, whether I know what I'm doing or not. All right, so there's 2'6". I'm gonna put that right in the middle of that room. I'm gonna copy it and put it in the middle of that room. So what we're doing right now is I'm just positioning about where that's going to be. Because if I come over here and match this same vault, basically, going down the side there, that's going to come to a spot to maybe like, well, maybe we'll use 9.5 inches over, and then it's going to stop so that this dormer can frame up inside of that main vault. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. Copy that out here. Just clean that up real quick. You know, a lot of people, I don't know, I'd be interested to see what Dave thinks about this. I didn't make this geometry, even though it was reusable geometry. I could have made that into a component and reused it. I did not do that. I was wondering if that was something that other people would do. I just knew I could come back and grab it later, so I didn't bother with anything like that. All right, I'm going to grab that, copy that, and stick that over there. Now I can do the same thing I did before. So start by pulling this peak through like this, pull through like that. that will also go through to here. I don't know if anybody out there is asking, but a lot of this could be done with solid tools as well. So I could actually make these separate pieces into solid tools and subtract from each other, but kind of enjoying the way that this process is working out right now.
So Dave posted a picture of a room that's got that front window, by the by. But that's what I was looking at before whenever I was saying that it goes all the way to the floor, but it's still not, like, I still don't know if there's maybe the same window in the back, or if that just means there is if this is right above the kitchen or whatever the first room you walk into is. I think you're right. I think based on this picture, I think we're doing good. So
Okay.
that's completely changing the direction. That's unrelated to your question about what you can do with solid tools.
Okay, hey, we're still working through it. That's the important part. All right. Getting there. All right, that's one room. I said we'll come back in a minute and frame up where that gable's gonna go, or that dormer type geometry is gonna go. Take this back to here. You two. I'm just taking these two pieces. I gotta say that this is like one of my favorite things to do in SketchUp. There's a lot of good stuff to do in SketchUp, but one of my favorites is just exploring geometry. You know, just seeing like how would this meet up? How would this piece push through this piece? And I just think it's so cool that SketchUp makes it so easy to do that kind of thing. And I'm not selling or anything. I'm just saying that that's one of the things I really like about designing in SketchUp is it's so easy to visualize this way. All right. Nope. There we go. I had some walls that were ½ inch off, but they're fixed now. Okay, so now, now, I got to figure out
when.
Now. I got to figure out how this all comes together, because this goes this way, so this is actually going to have to all get cut. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to come out of context.
Extrapolate any of this from the floor plan.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the floor pan that I'm feeling really good about.
That middle chunk is the fireplace.
Yeah,
I got chimney.
that's about like all that I got from the floor plan.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna make a cutter for this middle piece because I'm struggling still to figure out how it all comes together, and this may be wrong. Let's find out together. So I'm gonna grab all of this, intersect faces with selection. So that's gonna give me these this crotch here, 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 and here. 4 crotches.
Sorry. Dave said to look at the property diagram, which is on the forum.
Yeah, I think that jives with what I'm planning to do. Because one of the things so if I look at this, all right, let's scoot this forward. There. So that is the ceiling volume as a solid. So you can see where this should all get cut. And then this section right here, see, that's the chimney piece right there. So this piece right here will actually come up through the top. So the important thing what this does is this shows where these guys need to get chopped off, and then that'll create a room that looks like that. That's actually, that's pretty sweet. I like that.
It's all coming together.
I don't like how this isn't lining up though. What did I do wrong? X-ray. Ooh, I'm just off.
I almost pulled a Dave. I was just tried to wipe my cursor off the screen. I'm like, why do you have two cursors on your screen? Right? Oh, wait. Why is one of them bigger? Oh.
Oh man, that's what Pull to Dave has become? Oh, dang.
Just today.
Just, okay.
I'm glad it's been a long week for other people though.
That's, yeah. Okay, cool. So look, see all the rest of my geometry is hitting this pretend volume I have right here. So really, this piece right here, if I intersect that with this piece, I should be good to go. So I think what I might do, I'm trying to decide how to do this. Because I do, part of me is just saying just intersect it and then clean it up manually. I think that might be the easiest way to do it. Actually, no, here's the easiest way. I'm going to take this, pull this all the way through. There we go. Okay. Oops. Okay, I need to clean up, make it a solid real quick, and then I can use solid tools to, oops, get that geometry real quick. Real nice. Yes, yes, yes. Cool. So this, I do have this piece right here that should actually go through, so I can hit modifier key, option, and pull that through like that. And then I can just, like that. Because that won't get cleaned up by the intersection, because the intersection is just going to go cut it. It's not going to fill in spaces like that. Same thing over here. I'll have to grab this option.
Do you remember which
Mm-hmm.
live stream we did where you were working only with the Wacom?
What did we model then?
I'm trying to remember. I think JDC might have got himself a tablet.
Ooh, well done. You know, actually, I not too long ago looked it up because I sent the link to the Wacom guys, but
Right now, you don't know.
have deemed that information as unnecessary and deleted it from my databank.
Spinal Tap is the word you're looking for.
That's right. It's the Spinal Tap model. Okay. So right now, I got this. I know it's a lot to look at, but I have this. Here, let's group them together. All right, so I have this group, which is this, and then I have this group, which is this. So now I think
It was the Airstream.
that's right. I'm just gonna grab these pieces right here, say intersect face with model. That'll break them. Yeah, you know what, that'll be good enough. So I got my breaks there. Now I can actually come in here. I can just grab this top section and delete it. The reason I said just a second ago is because I don't really have a simple way to close it back up without creating a bunch of redundant geometry, which is what I didn't want to do. But it's easy enough to connect these planes together to get it to close up there like that. And then same thing, you can drop this down to here and this down to here. So that would be the geometry if every single surface went straight up into the ceiling. This will not be my final geometry though, because this section right here will actually become a chimney that comes straight through. Maybe I'll start with that right now. I'm going to do a rectangle from this point, about the middle. Let's see, where do I want to go to with this? And I'm just off center. I thought this was centered. I thought this was centered here, but apparently, oh, it was. This right here is not centered. Okie dokie.
Man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, seriously. All right.
Did you, when you did the rooms, I forgot, did you make each of the rooms the same size, or did you honor their weird, wonky, incorrect measurements? Or
Oh no, I told them to do what I wanted.
okay.
All right, so there's a rectangle based on this corner right here. Oh, still more decisions to do. What to do. So if I pull that down like that, I get some geometry. Okay. I think I might, so I think what I'm gonna, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna make a square that aligns with the peak. So that means bringing this out to where it hits this right here, which I can't actually, there we go. So that'll go to right there on that corner. And this side should come out to the same spot. Okay, I know it's a bit of a mess, but just bear with me. Oh, but I can't this way because this is actually set by this wall. But I don't know that this wall's in the right spot. So I'll just go ahead. I'm going to make this square, basically, this is going to force the geometry of everything else. So I know I'm working backwards a little bit.
Andrew's eyeballs think that looks like an 18-inch square chimney. I'm not going to say he's wrong.
Would you say 2'9"?
Let's see, 9 plus 24. I think that's 18. That sounds right.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, let me use my eyeballs here. Yeah, that's 2'9".
Okay, beauty. All right.
It definitely looks more than 18 inches to me because it's every bit as wide as the door when you look at the isometric picture.
Mm-hmm. All right, so having done that, and I know we're working in a weird direction right here because we don't have all the information we need, which that's all part of the fun in games.
How did these people build houses back then?
With no SketchUp? I know. That's why they called it the Dark Ages, Jody.
1850.
I'm sure it got dark there sometimes. Okay.
They didn't have electricity, so yeah, obviously.
How do you think they ran SketchUp? Duh. All right, so I'm going to go in, do a little wrecking ball based design work here. And I'm going to wipe out so much. And you know, if I had been better prepared for what I was doing, I probably would have just left that as a square and not done the angled walls running back at all. But I didn't know what I didn't know at the time. So actually, I don't need any of this. Delete it all. But now that I know that, okay, so that's going to put this chimney right in the center of that that piece of the roof. Cool.
I mean, we've already taken creative license in several places, so really, you can just make these decisions without any feeling of guilt. You're absolved of any guilt.
Okay. Cause I wanna. Is that you're saying that can be the reason I do things?
Yep.
I'm doing this cause.
This is an Aaron original.
You lucky thing, you. All right. All right, just get that for right now. Get this up here. because that doesn't actually meet at that same corner. Mostly I'm just doing that to get rid of this. Why are you like this? All right, I'm just going to get rid of it, and then we'll clean it up in a sec. Okie doke. All right, I'm going to work underneath for just a moment. All right, so under here, let's see. My only problem is because I was super crafty here. I kind of lost my 9 inches of my
Wall thickness.
yeah, because I put these angled pieces in here. Not a big deal, because we can get them back. We have the technology. Bigger, better, stronger. All right, so if
Isn't
I
it fun
just
to draw lines like that, and then you have to take a minute and be like, wait a minute, where did I get that? What's that from?
I know.
It is. I'm still not sure if we're talking about the $6 million man or the what was the female version called?
$6 million woman? I don't know.
$1 million man, or man, I don't even remember.
Wasn't
how
there?
many
There was
million
$1 million man, and then it was $6.5 million. Wasn't it something like that? Who knows that? Who knows Lee Major's story?
$6 million man is what when you look it up on Wikipedia from 73 to 78.
Okay.
We'll just look up Lee Majors on the old
IMDb.
IMDb.
Yeah, I refuse to say letters.
People are getting confused now on your project over there.
I know. Sorry. This is thought flow modeling right now. What I just wanted to get this geometry back right here. See, this is basically what I was struggling with. This doesn't come together at the right spot, but
The bionic woman. That's what hers was. Yeah, it was always just a $6 million man.
okay.
But then more importantly, the fall guy.
The stuntman who went around solving crimes. That was the fall guy, right?
That's right. Got to have a fallback career, if you will. But
That was something. All right, so that's good enough. So I'm sorry. I was just kind of muddling around,
sure.
messing with it just to try to get that base geometry back. Again, had I thought this through a little bit better in the beginning, I would have been in better shape to do that.
Hindsight, as they say, is 40-40, 30-30.
210, 220, whatever it takes. All right, so now I'll go ahead and do this. And then I'll take this line and I'm going to move it. Wait, let me check something real quick. Yes, that closes up and that closes up. Beautiful. So now I can take this and I could push it this way, 9.5, and then push 9.5. Okay. Oh, but that geometry all is way too big, of course. All right, let's do this. Let's recut again. All right, just get this wall back in here. Oh man, this is. You know what I probably should have done? Hindsight is it probably would have been easier had I just tore this down to the ground, drawn it flat, and then extruded it all back up again. Which is basically what I'm ending up with after the fact. See that all could have been drawn on the floor and then just pulled up. That would have been a lot easier than this attempt at modeling all this stuff in 3D right here. But hey, maybe you're the a 3D kind of person and this makes you happy. Okay. And then last lines would be right here. Cool. Yeah, I think that was...
Bastion said, make all of this into a component and then use it as a reference for the fresh start you keep referring to.
Amen. All right, there you go. Delete that. Delete that. All right, now what I can do, I'm just going to do this just to keep it simpler, I think, is grab this shape right here, Option push pull to over here. Option's going to leave my current face and pull a new face across. Once I do that, once I have that over here, now I can grab this geometry, intersect face with selection, and now I can just kind of come in here and delete, delete. Oops, I didn't want to delete everything there because I want to keep that full height. All right, there we go. Now I have those two coming in like that. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Cool. And I accidentally deleted that. Don't need it to be deleted. All right, the only thing I'm struggling with is what the heck is going on right here? Why is this not meeting together nice and clean?
Probably just like that the face isn't closed.
Good call, good call.
This happens to me a lot whenever I'm like kind of working out backwards like this, is you end up having stuff that is almost coplanar.
Yeah, see
And
that
you can't
doesn't,
figure out where it's
yeah,
yeah. Why is
yeah,
that too tall?
yeah. If
What'd you do?
these are the same and that distance, oh, that's why, because this distance here, because this room is a different width than this room over here. Okay, everything's cool. Yeah, so this will come over to here. It shouldn't be, but I will verify. If I look at that, all right, look at that. Now, if I fold these two together, they should align perfectly. Yeah. I think it's because, so I took the dimension for this room off of here, and you can actually see it right here. See, this difference is 8. This right here is 11, because this room right here was 8'1" wide. This room over here was 8'8". So that's where that difference is coming from. Not a big deal, easy enough to do a little bit of intersecting like this. And there we go. Oops. Oh, so many surfaces all over the place. Yeah, so obviously the ideal way to have done that would have been to drag it all down to ground plane and then pull it back up.
Carl said leave the inconsistencies for the thatch guys, which I think is probably, that's probably spot on.
You know, it's funny because I remember working on my basement, which I finished out, framed out and everything did it all myself. And I worked at the time with a handful of general contractors, and they taught me an awesome mindset to work in. And that was, when you're framing, it doesn't have to be perfect because drywall cover inconsistencies in the framing. When you're drywalling, it doesn't have to be perfect because tape and mud will cover inconsistencies in the drywall. When you're taping and mudding, texture will cover up that. So eventually you get to paint and it looks like crap, but you're past it at that point. So
Is the texture guy just like, yeah, we'll leave that up to the lighting guy?
Yeah, that's basically the way it works.
In video, you leave that's all. We'll handle all that in post.
That's right. We'll fix that in post. All right, so I'm feeling like that is a decent way to do this. I think that's going to work. I do have to get my dormer geometry in here. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's see how well this turned out. Let's see. So if I go vertically 2 inches, that's pretty close. That's gonna line up nice. All right, so I'm gonna create my initial dormer wall in the context of this piece right here. And actually, I'm going to move it back to here. There we go. And I'll take it and I'll offset this, we'll say 8 inches. No, we'll say 9.5 because 9.5 is our wall width that we're using. Cool.
It's like a good round number.
We'll drop that to the floor. Then I'll pull this piece out to here and get rid of that. And there's our little dormer. I'll go ahead and take that. I didn't make it a component, I just had it as a group, but I can take it, option copy it along the red axis to that guy right there, and then get rid of that group. Sweet. This is currently solid. This is currently solid. This is close.
Real close. Nested instance, is that a call? Is that a reference to the thatching, which just looks like a big nest?
Ooh.
I think so.
Why not? There we go. All right, so now I can just grab these 3. I can go to solid tools and just make outer, just union those. Just stick them all together. Okay. I just called SIRI apparently. my phone just told me in my ear that it didn't understand what I just asked of it.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with her.
Thanks, lady.
Whenever I invoke her, she kills all my blue teeth. All my things disconnect.
Okay, so we're at a good spot. This right here is the reception room, and it does look like the roof there goes all the way up to here also. So it comes off the same spot as this does. And then this is dropped lower. So I'm going to, because I want to base it off of this floor geometry. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this out to here. But I know that it sounds like the vault goes up into the reception room. So what I'll do is I'll spin on the inside of here. Oh boy, I just got lost. I don't know where I am. Hold up. Turn reference off. There we go. And I will go ahead. And trace a rectangle in there that I can push up. There we go. Now the only reason I did that, the reason that is this way, is just so I have a common height to build that roof off of. If this is dropped down, then I have to take into account, making the heel of this roof higher, that sort of thing. I don't want to deal with that. All right, so that gets us ready to put this roof on. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go grab this rectangle again, or this triangle. Whoa, basic shapes. Rough stuff.
That's just a three-sided circle.
That's right. That's a low poly circle. I'm going to take this all the way through like that. That's my ceilings. Then I can grab all of that, and I should, if this is all drawn up right, I should be able to spin that by the middle of my chimney square, and that should line up with my walls.
Bada bing.
Sometimes a plan does come together. Super sweet. All right. I'm going to, for right now, I'm going to turn off my second floor walls. Oops. That's odd. Huh?
You're right there?
Yeah, why are my entities on the second floor walls instead of untagged? I was confused.
Oh.
I did something and I did not understand why I did the thing I did.
That happens to me a lot in so many different.
Untagged is got the pencil. All right, then what is this? There we go. Okay. So this should go on second floor walls. I don't know. A thing happened. All right. Okay, so this is my ceiling volume. So I can grab this. I can say intersect face with selection again. And if I temporarily turn my floor off, I can do this. And just for visualization purposes, I can also grab all this and reverse it, right? Because that is the ceiling. This is the ceiling on the inside. Now my volume of my this thing has to go out from there. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, my friend. You got to go somewhere. All right, here's my one question I have for you, buddy. Let's see. Draw a line perpendicular to that line. About that thatch is about 2 feet.
Ooh, it's a lot of thatch.
That's why these pictures are barren and Google Earth has all this stuff on there, is because the greenery is still growing back from when they chopped it down to put it on the roof. I know it's not the same. I'm joking.
Or maybe this is the winter version of the house, and it'll be fuller when spring comes.
When the roof blooms.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to think about a couple things here. First thing is I want this geometry to stick out. So I'm going to say that this comes out 2 feet. I like 2 feet. It's a nice round number. So I'm going to do that on all 3 sides. It's going to hang out. And then right here. I know we'll have to come back here and put a lower roof on too, but we're going to start with the basic geometry. Now, it looks like when I look at this, I see a couple things. I know that thatch kind of drops down over time. So what I want to do is I want to come up with a profile that shows, we could see it on that 3/4 view. I keep calling it 3/4, but the quarter view. It kind of looks like it slopes a little bit, like it domes a little bit, and then it slopes down. So I want to kind of emulate that same geometry. Actually, it looks like it was rethatched on the top or something. See, it looks like it's a fresher layer up here.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna put like
that light in the crotch there also looks like a patched cement to me.
The crotch. Look at you using technical roofing terms.
I'm just repeating what you said because it was funny.
Yeah, I think it's actually, yeah. I don't know who else would call it a crotch, but Who cares what they do? We do what we want. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. All right. I'm gonna get a work surface right here. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna offset this shape 24.
Sure, Ryan called it a valley. That's probably right. It's not as
Yeah.
funny to say valley though. So your solid tools, are they like part of the something power tools? What's that one power tools thing called?
No, this is not
Guy's
part of
Power
Power Bar. This is just the regular
Power
old native solid tools. I like the Power Bar a lot, but it's a bunch of teeny tiny buttons, and can never remember exactly which one does what, so I fumble with it a lot. I know that's an excuse. I should really just be working to get better at it, then I'd be better at it, but there we are. Okay, so now
So Andrew's going to go even farther than valley and say it's a cement flaunching around the chimney thatch junction.
did you just say flaunching?
He did. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he made that word up just for this. I mean, we can say he's wrong because
Flaunching. You're so silly. Okay.
sloped mortar around the base of the chimney. There you go. It's a fillet. It's a fancy word for fillet, basically.
All right. No, I don't have time to goof around anymore. I got to get to work. Okay.
It's almost 2. Oh, it's 1:30.
Yeah, I got like an hour left to finish this house. All right, so I'm gonna make some stuff up here. Forewarned. I do feel like it's pretty straight here, and then like this last 5-6 feet, it starts to kind of slope down. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna come up here, right about here, and I'm gonna put something like that. Oops, I did that out of context. Cut that, come in here, edit, paste in place. There we go. So that's going to slope down kind of like that. I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to keep that as like that. And then I'll do this now. Grab this right here. Copy it over on this side. I don't know if you guys saw the skill builder we just released, but I had to talk more about how I like to use rotate instead of mirror, and I do it all the time. All right, and I'm going to put that like that. Okay, that's going to be my thatch profile. So I'm going to pull that out to the end of my 2-foot overhang. And then I'm also going to pull it all the way out to the end of this 2-foot piece. And I have that, I can Alt erase these lines to make it nice and smooth. I have this inside of a group, and that was intentional. So I have my loose geometry here for my ceiling, which I'm going to get rid of in just a few minutes. So I can take this piece right here. Where's my middle point? No, that's not going to work. I have to turn on my, actually here, we can just use move. I'll just move it to right there since I got to change the size of it anyhow. Rotate 90 degrees like that. And then push that back to right there. And there's our initial thatch. So I'm going to take both of these, put them into a new group, go into that group. And now this gets kind of funny because it's not as simple as just unioning these two geometries. I can't just stick them together. The issue that comes up is, of course, right here. So these pieces right here, whatever I do, however I bring them together, are going to get left behind. So if I union them, what will end up happening is I'll have this geometry on the inside, but taking this piece out will reveal a gap, a hole in the mesh. So this is one of the spots where I tend to not use solid tools too much when I do roofs. So I end up doing a lot of intersect faces with selection, because that gets me ridges where I need them, and then any place I want to clean up on the inside, like this, I can just kind of come through here, get rid of these geometries. This is a curved geometry, so I'm going to select it and delete it. It's a little bit more work, or it seems like more work, but as opposed to going in and patching holes that are made by solid tools, it's actually maybe less work. This does leave a bunch of extra lines, but this is where I lean on cleanup. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these lines all broken like that, and then go to extension, clean up, and say erase stray edges. Nope, that didn't work. How about, there we go, solid inspector. It's my favorite. Actually, the 1-2 punch would be here. Let's do this. Triple click, go to clean up and say merge faces, and then run solid inspector, and that should give us a nice clean roof there. All right, so that, let's get our second floor back on, second floor walls. All right. Oh, and I can get rid of this ceiling geometry that I had pulled out there. Cool. Obviously, we're not there yet, because we still have this thing to deal with. All right, so we have to do two things to get our dormers here lined up like we need them. Thing one is we need to take, let's see, let's go like this and pull that through. Pull that through too. And now what I want to do on here, and I'm thinking this through because I don't really know exactly what I want to do here, but I'm going to pull that down. That makes it more complicated. I may need to make a cutter here to actually cut this out. Here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to hide this. It looks like it goes just below the window. Actually, no, it cuts back further, then has a smaller thatch running out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new geometry. I'm going to make a geometry that looks like this. All right, I'm going to make that into a group. And now I'm going to, actually, yeah. I'm going to take that geometry, I'm going to push it in here. I'm going to pull the front out here. Whoops. And I'm going to make a copy of that group. Stick it over here. While I'm here, actually, I'll just come in here and push that piece. I pulled that piece out thinking I was going to cut the roof with the actual wall geometry, but now I've made separate cutters. I'll just put those walls back where they were. Now, I'm going to take this and this. I'm going to Command X to cut it. I'm going to come into the roof. I'm going to hide everything else. I'm going to triple click to make this a group temporarily. Edit, paste in place. All right. Now I want to make sure that these only come through this section of roof, not this section. They do lap through a little bit, see that right there? So I'm just going to grab them both, and I'm going to slide them along the green axis till they don't do that. And now what I can do is I can take this and say subtract from here. And over here, I say subtract from here. All right, so let's toggle on the rest of our model. That looks pretty good. So up here is where I can put my smaller thatch roof, take that back. Down here, what it looks like is happening is they actually have like a, whoa. I get something like,
does it.
kind of like this. I'm just gonna draw a line over here. I'm gonna draw a new arc. We'll make a four-piece arc and pull it up kind of like that. Oops. I can take that out of its container right now. There we go. Pull that across there. I come over here. Paste that same exact arc over here. All right, so now if we look at that without, I just subdivided it, by the way. I'm gonna undo that. I hit the wrong button on here.
Oops. Whoopsie.
Yep. There we go. So now we got that kind of thatch thing going on under there. And we can put in our thatch roof on top. I can come turn this back on if I need to, but really it doesn't, the only thing I really need out of here is to figure out how far to bring this out. I'm gonna come out not quite so far on here. See, this is, I'm gonna come out an extra 12 inches instead of 24 on here. All right. That looks cool. And I'm only going to do this geometry once because once I draw it, I'll just copy it over and stick it on the other side too. Let's come back like that. All right, there's my ceiling. I do want it to extend down. It almost looks like, actually it looks like it's cut pretty close to the end there. I'm going to take it down a little ways like that and carry it back. There we go. I like that. Bring that over here, do the same thing. Take that back until I hit the face. Awesome. And now I can get rid of those second floor walls because I don't need.
You're on the fast track to becoming a Thatcher. Aaron Thatcher.
I don't hate the sound of that.
Your dog bearing.
That's right. Okay. I want to have a similar geometry to what I had before. I don't know that I want a full 2-foot offset. It doesn't look like this is quite as thick as this. So let's see if we do like 18 inches instead. Let's see what that looks like. Whoops. Yeah, that looks like, because this is going to come, yeah, it's going to be just shy of the peak. I think that's going to work good. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do just a little bit of an arc, a little bit of fall off of that, oops. Go back to 12 segments on my arc. Just a little bit, just to remind you that there's some weight there. I'll take that piece and I will rotate it to copy it over to their side. Erase that, draw.
I like the rotate is so much more effective than just a standard mirror.
It's quicker. I mean, I have Keurig mirror and I love it. I use it a lot, but man, it's just, sometimes it's just quicker and easier to just spin it around. All right, one thing I'm gonna do here is, because I wanna keep these faces, so I'm gonna delete this geometry I created for the ceiling. If I push-pull over that, then I'm going to end up with cavities where I want surfaces. So now I can just take that, push it in like this. That laps all the way in. Awesome. Before I go any further though, let's grab this. Option copy that to right here. There we go. Then we push that into. Awesome. All right, so here's something I can do to save myself some time. Go ahead and soften these lines first. And then if I don't want to have to go in and clean up on the inside as much, I can only intersect, this geometry I just created. Pick this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and only intersect it with the outside face. So that way, it's not going to cut over here when I say right click, intersect face with selection. So there we go, I get a nice clean there. And then in here, I can pretty much just erase that. And it leaves all that, oh, nice and all intersecty and good. Sweet, look at that, so easy. So one more time, so because if I did this, so if I grabbed all of this and said intersect it, then it's going to break right here. Again, not too bad to delete off, but then I'm leaving that geometry hanging out on the inside. These pieces will all be floating around inside there. So by being selective and say only take my outside face and only intersect that with these 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, 5 pieces, then it's just quicker cleanup because I don't have to get rid of all the rest of that stuff.
Find all your lines.
Yep. There we go. And yeah, clean up here again. Whoops, something's not right. All right, and just to check, not that solid's important, but so we do have some internal faces somewhere. Thank you, Solid Inspector. All right, that's looking pretty sweet. All right, let's get our second floor back on here. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Other than that last little bit, which looks like it'd just be a rain trap. Would hate to have to sleep in that room.
Yeah, that's the pool.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we can actually get rid of this now. And then it does look, so it looks like what will happen here is I'll actually have give me the intersection. Give me the intersection, please. Throw a square right here. And then I can say intersect this face with the model. Get rid of all the rest of this out here. And then I can just, oops, I never put the roof on the roof layer. Oh, calling me embarrassed. Nice job, new guy.
Roof tag. It's called a tag here.
Oh my gosh, it's all falling apart, Jody.
Oh. Oh.
All right, there we go. So there's my interior wall, exterior wall. That goes up to the roof. Roof. Sometimes people harass me about the way I say that particular word.
You know, at least you're not calling it the floor. Or the outside ceiling.
The bonus ceiling. All right, so I'm going to come over, make a line parallel to that one. Make a line parallel to this one. What did I snap to here? Oh my gosh. It's literally all falling apart. Guess some days you just need Fridays. All right, so now I'll do the same thing here. I will create a triangle here real quick. So this is a separate profile. So unfortunately there's not between this piece here And this one, there's not really a way to do. I'm trying to think how I could use components to clean that up, but I don't know if I was doing this a whole lot. There'd probably be an easier way to do it. But right now, I think this is probably the easiest solution. So I'm going to put this out 2 foot. I'm going to do that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Transom's learning how to do thatching while putting in flooring in a house. How impressive is that?
Wow.
It's like working both sides of the table.
That's like learning squared.
Yeah.
That's so much learning.
All the learning.
So,
Sky just bought a space mouse, and she's
hey.
looking for a video filming it. You have any recommendations?
We did a skill builder a couple years ago where we talked specifically about the setup of a space mouse, so that may be worth checking out. If you search for space mouse skill builder, you'll probably come across it.
I see it. It's the first result I got.
All right. Search works sometimes. All right. I'm feeling good about that. Cool. Well, let's go spend a little time detailing this thing.
You think it's itchy to be a thatcher? You think thatching is as itchy as pink insulation?
Well, I don't think there's as much formaldehyde in thatch, so probably safer. But I don't know for sure. I have seen, I know it's different, it's Polynesian, but in Hawaii I saw people thatching, and it's pretty cool. It's definitely a...
Well, they wear thatching skirts, so I guess it must not be that itchy.
I don't know that this is the same material.
But you don't know. Okay.
That's true. I don't know. All right, so I am going to... I'm going to create some geometry here. Got a thing going there. This actually looks bigger like that. And then we got 1, 2. So I want to create the same diamond pattern they have on here. I'm going to grab this line right here and divide it into 3. And for right now, I'm going to draw a line across here, draw a line across here. I can pull this to here, pull this past, or well, let's put it there. All right. And then what I can do is I can offset this. I don't know, not much. 1/2 inch, let's do 1/2 inch, 0.5. Do same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, same thing here, same thing here. All right, now I can actually grab, I'm gonna make that one into, actually I'll do it with this too. Make that into a group, and then bring it straight down to there. Come back up here. Explode that. I'll take this now. Stick a copy over here. Stick a copy over here. And I'll take all of these. Drop them right here. Whoops, that was not the right spot. Missed it. Missed it by that much. So close. There we go. Over to here. Take that. 2x. Move that one. here. All right.
This is going so much better than when we tried to add all the crosses to the London Tower Bridge,
Ugh.
minus the word London.
Yeah, that could have gone smoother. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and select all those group copies. Ooh, why didn't I pick up this one? This one's special. I'm going to make that into a group. And then come into this group. All right, come on, stop it. All right, then grab all of those, explode them, draw my window geometry over top, let's hide the rest, and then just trim off anything that falls outside. It's close to being perfect. Look at that. That was not too shabby. I'll just say that was due to settling.
Your estimation game is on point today.
I guess so. I'm close. You know, it's funny thinking about Jody likes to not harass sounds like it's mean-spirited, but comment on my love of stitching, hand stitching, which I admit is not for everybody. Not everybody loves it. I was doing a model this weekend where I was recording it for something, and I was like, wow, I do that a lot.
There's no criticism. Purely observational humor. It's just thinking of me as trying to channel my inner Seinfeld.
Ah, okay. I'll give you that.
There's definitely something I can appreciate there being a something calming of having. I mean, it's easy to do. It's a little bit mindless, but it still has to be done. I get it.
Yeah, it's like knitting. It's probably more worth your time to just go buy a pair of socks, but you know, people knit those things.
Yeah. Or like me, I just take the ones from the marketing department's box.
You know, it's starting to look like a gingerbread house. With all this white, I'm seeing a lot of frosting right now.
Yeah, no, whenever I was first having the idea we should do a cottage, I was thinking or a gingerbread house. Because they're kind of the same thing.
That would be. Is there some kind of a holiday that we can align to gingerbread house in some way?
Nope, nothing. Maybe Halloween, I guess.
Okay, maybe we'll see that. See how that goes.
Actually, tomorrow is Christmas in July, right?
Is it?
I presume it's the same day.
The 25th?
Yeah. Today's Christmas Eve in July.
All right, nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to offset that for an inch. Get myself a nice little boundary. I'll do the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 8 this time. Draw a parallel to that. Sometimes I know it's half a second hover, something like that, but sometimes I get too impatient to inference. Like, oh, look at all that time I had to spend to get that line. I was just thinking about, do I have a line? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, wait, what? 1, 2, 3. No, okay. I was trying to figure a way to rotate it quickly and easily, but I think it's probably going to be easier to just draw 8 lines in again, but no, hold up.
That's fair.
Because I could take this, make it a group, use move to rotate that group.
Except you didn't copy it.
Yeah. C, Control V. There we go. All right. But this is not, because a triangle doesn't fit directly in the center of the box. So if I'd have to.
So rotate the bottom corner to the other. Yeah, that one? No.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's almost like mathing. There's something akin to mathing going on here. Oh wait, chat all of a sudden exploded with words.
Huh. Did I not make an equilateral triangle? I didn't.
There's a lot of work went into that original triangle.
Remember when I went like this? Looks good enough. Yeah, it turns out that I got everything I invested into that thing. Okay. All right, just do the work, okay? Quit trying to cut corners here. Yeah, because this was a huge pain and extremely worth trying to shortcut right here. Yeah, this is not equilateral at all. Okay. So I'm going to do 0.5, and I'm not even going to bother with groups in this. It's going to be a little bit of extra clicking, but
So Mark on Facebook is wondering if you could talk about the differences in solid materials versus something that's clear or transparent like glass or plastic. Should be perfect. Once you start working on these windows, you can make your own material and show how
that sounds awesome.
is applied.
Let's do it. Yeah, basically, any material, the basic idea is every material you put in, whether it's a photo or it's a color, however you create it, has a transparency assigned to it. So with those materials that, like the default materials that are already set to partially translucent, are just materials that have that value already set. But really, anything you create can have those values. So we'll do that. We'll create our own custom colors and drop them in here in just a second. Good question. Apparently I should have talked a little slower.
What?
No, not you. Me.
Oh, I feel like I always feel like I should talk a little slower.
Yeah.
Whenever I go back and hear myself, I'm like, man, Jody, just breathe. So my mom did stained glass as a hobby in my youth. Watching the process of laying out panes like these things, now I understand why it's called a pane.
Boom! I don't want to say I knew where you were going with that, but
I didn't know I was going there until I just said it, because I was just like, it was tedious, and then I'm like, no, painful, no. Oh.
Nice, yes. All right, so I just copied that into the wall volume over here.
Oops.
So what I can do to get that out, I'm going to go into this section right here. So I'm in the wall right now. And what I could do is I could come in here. I could actually trace that shape through X-ray. Once I trace that shape, now I can go ahead and get rid of everything else. And now I do have to go inside the wall to pull it through, but then I can pull it to either side. Get rid of X-ray. Oops, I lost my interior. Oh, it's too hot today.
At least you're not in the garage.
There we go. No, obviously I deleted some I deleted some important geometry at some point. Oops. All right. And I did it, at least I was consistent. I don't know what's going on around this place.
I don't know.
It's all
Looking
falling
how
apart.
thick those lines are. Oh,
All right, catched up. All right, so now to get that over there, what I'll do is I'll just select that geometry and just draw a line like that. No, that's not gonna work. And do I have? I don't have a good middle surface, so I'm gonna create a little quick flag like that. Grab that geometry, Keurig mirror, option click. And then grab that. Option copy that to right there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this looks like, here's what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna fill this with a nice bricky texture. Like one of these is an older looking brick. I think it's this one. No, that's nice and neat.
well,
There we go.
yeah.
That's the old stuff. All right. So I got my chimney with brick on it. I'm gonna bring that down to there. And now I'm going to option push pull up 2 courses of brick. And I'm going to pull that out about that far. And by pulling it out the depth of the brick, it looks like now this is 2 bricks. Pull that back in. I forget exactly how that all looked, but something like that. And then I had a circle in the middle. Pull that up. That, of course, is not so much a brick as it is more of a rusty, metalish looking thing.
Metal-ish.
Metalish. I don't know. It could be clay. It could be. There's a lot of things it could be. The fact is, the important part is, I don't know. There we go.
And your willingness to admit that is commendable.
No clue. I don't know. I rarely know what's going on. All right. That same brick texture is actually what is on the outside of like most of the house. I'm going to do a couple things real quick to get this kind of tied together. One thing I'm going to do is, so any place, it's actually not that many spots. So right here where this wall runs into the floor, and here where the wall runs into the floor, and here, I am going to shift erase this line. And that just hides it. It doesn't smooth it, it just hides it. Looks like I got some extra lines right here too, cleaned up.
YouTube's here. It was, I guess, a quick sum up of what the last 127 minutes were.
I drew this.
Nice. Nailed it.
First try,
Lord
first take.
Barrington Swiss Cottage, built around 1850.
All right,
And the really thick roof is a thatch.
There we go. So by deleting those faces, you can see it looks like one smooth piece. So one last section to go to my top floor walls. I'm going to shift erase this one, and this one. There we go. Now I got nice smooth. So I can still use them as separate pieces, right? So I could still come in here and say, well, turn off my my roof so I can look inside here, and then turn off my second floor and my floor so I can look down in here. That all still works. Ooh.
I feel like Lawrence shows up late to the shows just so he can get here for throwing in the corny jokes, which is fair. No judgment there.
You know, comedy, they say it's all about timing.
Literally like showing up at the right time. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Did it just thunder? Is that thing that's happening
It
right
might
now?
have. When I look up here, it's overcast. Let
All
me see
right.
if I can see.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that same brick texture.
Let's put it on everything. Hey, did you manage to get out and see Hail Bob or whatever it's called?
Some
The
some
comet?
sort of some sort of dance? Oh, no, I did not.
Oh, no. I went out and I saw a little speck of a dot with a tail.
Oh yeah.
It's very uninspiring to my not very good night vision eyes.
Oh, well, I guess that's that. All right, so I'm just doing the faces that are going to show, which actually I guess the insides of all my windows have to get done since they're going to be slightly visible.
So colors is it called colors on Windows and Mac, or is it called materials on one, colors on the other?
Uh, so,
NeoEyes,
ooh,
thanks, Brad.
um,
They're
that's a
both
good,
under. I mean,
that
it's
is an
under
excellent question.
window menu, and if it's not colors, then it's materials.
I know in Windows, it's actually part of the tab bar. It's not just this floating colors bar,
Yep, yep. And it doesn't
which,
have this. It doesn't look the same.
yeah, you know, that's actually probably one of the most common questions we get is how do I get that colored pencil extension? And it's not an extension.
Yeah, that was actually so. Stefan just asked what the extension was you're using for colors.
I didn't even see. I knew. I just knew. All right,
Sometimes you
so
just know.
I just know. Sometimes I just know. Not often, but occasionally I know. Um, so for this, I was thinking a couple different ways to do the thatching. One, I was wondering if I could use grass. So let me throw a grass on here. I don't love that. Nope. Well, that's not too bad. Woo, I don't know what that is. That's not going to work. All right, let's look at carpet real quick. I was thinking of making a special I think that's got too
Have to
much
wait.
texture.
I did not expect to come back to that.
I'm sorry for whatever just happened while I was away. All right, I'm going to go with this grass right here, but we're going to modify it a little bit. Let me create a custom texture in here. I usually, if I do this, I like to have a piece to work on that's relative to the size and shape of what I want to do. So if I came up with a good texture on here that would transfer good onto the roof, that's what I'm looking for. So that size is about right, and I'm just going to put that on there. Now I'm going to come in here, I'm going to select the surface, I'm going to right click and say texture position. I want to skew this. I want to change, because I want those long grains. See, I want this thing. See that? I can actually, from this zoomed out view, I can see these long lines. So I'm going to do that. That's my first piece. So I'm going to go. It's a seamless texture. It's a seamless repeating texture. So I'm not going to get rid of those repeating lines. But that looks closer to this than it originally did. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here now. And let's see, let's start by make that into a unique texture. And let's select that texture, go to colors. Oh, that was actually almost perfect, that first one.
If
Get a
only undo worked
nice
here.
gray texture. Oh, look, that's pretty close. Hoo. All right. I'm also going to take this, make this projected. And now, that's not right.
I mean, I already thought that cottages were sort of hobbit housey looking, and a grass roof just lends to it. Lawrence has asked you to put that texture on the forums. It'll be in the model when you're done.
It will be. All right, so why did this work so well on this over here, but not on this one? That's interesting. Something to do with that break, maybe?
I think it probably has to do with the sun, solar orientation.
Well, good to know.
Thanks, Jody. That was helpful.
Why don't you go check on something again?
I think your phone's ringing.
Golly. All right, we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Lawrence has commented a couple times on the porch. Is the porch the back thing? Let's see.
Oh, this right here?
Parties.
You're talking about this little tiny thatch roof over the front.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do for this. Well, let's get a door in here. Let me get a door in here real quick first. I'm going to grab this line, and this line. Copy it, come out. Edit, paste in place. Draw a line across. Move that back in just a touch. And since we're playing with materials already, let's go look at wood. And me? That's right. Yeah, that's good enough. I know it's a door, but it's going on the windows layer. All right. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get a little entry up here. So it looks like we got a thing going from try it again. Draw a line all the way across. Snap a line in the middle. There we go. Something like that. All right, now I'm going to take that, offset that. Because it does lap over all of the windows. So maybe we'll do a 12-inch. It's a tiny version of what we had before. Like that, and then I'll do another arc to get me a that. I could triple click, make this a group, and then enter into the group to hide all that other geometry. Sometimes you ever get into that flow where you're like, oh, I'm just going, I got it down, and you don't stop. That's not just me, right? You guys do that too?
This is why Jody doesn't have like a YouTube channel or videos on or pictures on Instagram whenever he works on projects. I never think, you know what I should do? I should make this process take longer by documenting it.
That is true. That is very true. There you go, I like that a little better. Nope. And it looks like we got some posts or something coming down out here, but I'm just gonna kind of drop them right here. Whoops.
Don't forget to talk about transparent part of the materials.
Oh yeah, we'll do windows next.
Yeah. Or you can make the posts transparent. right?
It doesn't seem like it would
No,
fit with what's going on here.
all right, fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know, I'm just, you know, sometimes you think you have a good idea.
Yeah, but everybody thinks things sometimes, Jody.
It's true.
All right. I'm going to drop a quick, whoops. All right, there we goes that. So for transparency, so the rest of this is actually it is actually white in here, so I'm gonna leave it as white, but we'll put some transparency in the actual little panes. So this piece will have a transparency. So I'll come in to color it, and I can go to any of my color spots to pick the initial color. I can use the color wheel. I can grab it from my crayons, or no, it's crayons on Windows, right? And then color pencil here. It doesn't matter. Sliders, doesn't matter how you pick the color. I'm gonna pick kind of go with the theme. I'm gonna pick like a brownish color. So if I just come paint that on right now, of course, it's brown. But what I can do is before I paint it, I can come drop the opacity. So we'll go to like, let's see what 50% looks like, and put that on there. There we go. See that, how we can see through there? You can see the inside, the walls inside there. That's all that windows are. Just a transparency turned on. There's really nothing else to them. Whoops. You know what's occurring to me as every time I click, it's cementing in a little more? I didn't make those into components. They're just groups.
Oops.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete all the other ones, and I'm gonna make this component right now. Window, and I'm gonna grab it by this corner right here. Option. Put one there. Option. Put one here. And are you gonna click put the other three in? Oh no. I am not.
But wait, a different hack?
I'm going to grab these three and use Curic Mirror to option click right there and get the rest of them in.
You put the little triangle flag on there for Curic Mirror?
Yeah. I think there might be a way to drag a mirror line, but I haven't done it. Let me ask this of the all you experts out there. Do you ever get into workflows and you know there's a better way, but you just don't want to stop long enough to learn what that better way is? Because that's kind of how I use a lot of extensions. Like I learn this much of the extension and then I just keep using it that way. And I don't ever stop to go, wait, there's a better way, you know? Huh. So I think I can fix this manually by turning on my hidden geometry. Oh, I wonder if this is the problem. Okay, that worked a little bit on some of it. Some of it not so much. I did something silly there.
Projected. Projected. Are you projecting?
No, the projecting part was okay. What I did wrong was I colored the container. I colored the outside instead of going in and coloring the surfaces. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to actually have two versions of that. One projecting from this way, which worked really good on those, and now I'll have to come in here. So if I go like this, is this how projection works? Oh dear. Projected. There we go. That side still looks weird. Huh. Well, that's something I will gotta dive into because I don't like that. But right now, the important thing right now is that that's pretty cool looking. I want to do more details, but I can't really see it. So I'm kind of feeling good about where this is.
Closer to your monitor.
What's that?
Just lean closer to your monitor.
It didn't work.
That's what you're already doing.
Well, that turned out kind of cool.
What do you suppose well, they probably added floor. Do you think it was dirt whenever they first built this thing, or do you think they had a raised? Looks like there's a little, like in the picture, it looks like there's a step up.
Yeah, that is definitely a good question. 'Cause, yeah, it looks like. Let's go over. Yeah, it might be a stone floor. Let's see if we look. No, it's really hard to tell with the landscaping, but it could be sitting on a stone of some sort.
Yeah, it's hard to. I don't think you ever get any good. I think you see flagstone maybe in the pictures. So
Could
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Yeah, as the first floor, insides of the first floor, they have a.
Yeah, flagstone on the second floor is a bad idea.
Yeah. It depends if you ever want to be in the house on the first floor or the second floor. Awesome. Well, hey, I feel. I said I really do want to make a gingerbread house right now. So maybe Christmas, maybe in December. I'm just now putting together the Christmas and July thing. Sorry, Jody, just catching up.
Is there something that could be done instead? You know what could be done is like strawberry shortcake. Just make a little angel food cake and carve it out.
That'd be about the rate.
If you,
that's what this looks like.
I mean, the thickness of the roof definitely makes it look like icing.
It looks spongy, but I know it's really not.
Snake Eye said.
No, yeah. Cool. Well, hey, I'm gonna call it there because I think anything else we do that's gonna take away from what we got.
I definitely invite somebody to download it and pull the texture out and then re-upload it to. Oh wait, maybe did somebody already do that? No, they couldn't have done that. Then re-upload it to the. Wait, no, Lawrence already did it. He found a different one. Oh, he was saying there's a texture on here.
Oh.
He was saying for. Oh, sorry, Lawrence. I missed your point. Didn't tab over. Okay, never mind. My previous statement about somebody grabbed the thatching did me too now.
Got it. All right.
Well, that looks good.
Well,
when it was late, I was expecting.
That was good. That was a fun one. That was a. I know. I always find like most live streams, there's a spot where I just kind of start getting into something and spin a little bit too much, and I should have just chopped out those interior walls and brought them back up. But like I said, the exploration of 3D space is kind of one of the fun things about using SketchUp. So that's how and where I got hung up. But that's almost to scale too. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you'd had several of those eyeballing it to the right size, which is impressive in a virtual space.
Not too bad. Well, considering most of the things I draw are like 200% larger than they actually are in real world, that's not bad. I draw a gear that's quarter-mile across. Well, there we go. So that is a cottage from a single photograph, well, 2 photographs, and some
Floor plans.
dubious
Eh.
floor plans.
Floor ideas. They're not plans so much as guidelines.
Some thoughts.
Floor guidelines.
Some thoughts on the floor layout. Yeah, I would not call those solid plans for sure. But it does show, I mean, that is kind of one of the fun things about it is it's not too hard to work backwards into something like that. But I've never drawn anything like a thatched roof like that before, so that was a new experience for me.
Sweet. We'll have to figure out something new for you next week now.
That's right. Yeah, if you guys, we have some minutes. Does anybody have a cool idea for something we could do next week?
We should pick up sort of some default sort of genres, if you will, so that we're not like architecture every week or popular culture every week or sci-fi every week. Those are really the only three that I'm interested in, the woodworking.
That works.
Arts
Yeah.
and crafts. I don't know what that one means.
I don't know either. Ariel Atom.
Typing words into browser now.
Jupiter 2.
Oh.
That's come up a couple times.
Ariel Atom is not quite a Formula One card, but it's a race card. A tubular sign. Looks pretty cool. Could be fun.
Jupiter
But we've done
2.
cars.
Ooh, a video
could break.
card. That would be fun.
Oh, that actually would be a neat one. I remember years ago seeing like there's an entire computer modding community that they would model up. They would create SketchUp models for every single interior piece.
I remember seeing quite an extensive, it's probably still up there, extensive collection of components.
Yeah.
Of everything.
It was, like they had a website, like a separate domain where they're doing it before we really had the warehouse. And then I think when the warehouse happened, they just all kind of migrated.
Yeah, that would be fun. A skate park, that's fun. Cool.
Park,
I like
water
this.
park. Really, a skate park's just a water park in the winter. Or vice versa.
The Atlas rocket. Which one was the Atlas rocket? Is that different from, what did we do? We did, we did the Falcon. Dragon. Falcon.
Yeah, the Falcon 8 or whatever for the number of rockets on it. Falcon 9.
The motel from Psycho.
That could be
a boat engine. These are good. This is awesome. I have to screenshot this.
Would be just as good as the Psycho house. I mean, they're similar design.
Cool. Well, we do have a forum post going on ideas, so if you guys come up with something in the middle of the night and you gotta let us know, hop over there and throw them in. But we'll grab a hold of everything you guys have put up right here. Yeah, these are lots of good ideas. Thank you. That'll keep us busy for a little while. But yeah, that's us. We're done. It's weekend. You can now go back to whatever you want to do when you're not. I don't know if this still counts as work. Well, it does for us. So we can go do non-work stuff now.
You're in England, and you could swing by and check out the real house.
That's right.
You can't see it because it's too tall, but you know.
Go see the front drive of Lord Barrington's cottage.
Yeah.
His $700,000 cottage. Oof. Awesome. Well, that'll be it for today. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. And we will see you same time, same place next week.
See you guys.
Thank you.